Your name's Bill Stewart,
Right?
and you're a Marine.
Yeah.
You served during World War II,
Yeah.
and you were in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Were you drafted or did you enlist?
What?
Were you drafted or did you enlist?
It's a long story. I don't know which way. Maybe I should explain it. I went one time. I can't get the details now, but I tried once, and there was a time, I don't know whether it was a week or days, but they cut it off. You couldn't join anything. I went down and tried everything during that time. So, Army, Navy, Marine Corps. So I went back home. Oh, I joined, what's the other thing? It's civilian-like. I mean, there was something else that you could join. And what was it? Anyhow, I was going to join up for that, but they had too many waiting, so I had to wait 6 months or a year. But I signed up for that. But then, meanwhile, I got my orders then. But the time I went down to get in the first time, they wouldn't take anybody.
So what year did you join the Marines? Do you remember?
Huh?
What year did you join?
43.
43. And where were you assigned?
Well, I've been to Cherry Point many times, and the West Coast. At one point, I went clear across the United States following my group, but we went through used these old-timey railway cars. I mean, they were really old. You might see them in the movie, but we went clear across the southern part of the states to San Diego. And from San Diego, we shipped out from there.
So where'd you go in the Pacific then? From San Diego?
Engebi, Engebi, Eniwetok Atoll in the Marshalls.
Were you part of any invasions?
No, but they dropped bombs on us. A bomb hit, I don't know how far, but maybe 6 feet away from where I was at. I mean, it dug a well. It went down about 7 or 9 feet, I don't know how far, down to water, through all that coral, down to the water. And I lay there in my foxhole, ice in my armpits, and somebody come along after it got daylight, kicked me in the rear end and says, Stu, get up, you're not dead. Well, a little piece of burning tent, I kept kicking them off my legs, but you hide your eyes in your armpits, and I don't remember. Well, I know we had only shorts on, because that's the way we were. It was 110 in the shade, and no shade.
So which Marine division were you in?
I was in AWS-1, Air Warning Squadron 1.
And what was your position there? What was your job?
Well, I was a yardbird to start off with. 2 or 3 of us out of the AWS-1, Air Warning Squadron 1. There was about, 40 or 60 guys in there, and we had no job at first, but then eventually they gave us, every one of us ended up in something or other, later on, but for 6 months or more, we had no job other than what do you call the dirty details.
So what was your most memorable moment in the Pacific?
What?
What was your most memorable event in the Pacific that you remember?
The bombing.
The bombing?
Yeah, well, they came over twice, but our anti-aircraft, I guess, didn't let them get to our island. But nobody knew that. God didn't know it even, and because the bombs were dropped But when they go into the water in the atoll, ATOL, you don't know there. After a while, you know the difference in sound when it's in the water or hits land. But the one bomb, it had made a round hole. It went, I'd say there was maybe 8 feet of coral. It went through that. That was open. And then down there, it eventually, at 8 or 9 feet down, water, you know. And that was that close to me.
Wow.
See, when the sirens went off, before the sirens went off, I went out and jumped in foxhole. I didn't have one right there, and we usually made them in an L shape, a guy here and a guy this way. And I jumped in one, and the guy's already in there. Get that H out of here. So I went back to my, I lay down in my bunk, and I'm going to sleep. I put my head down, and I thought, I better get up, and then flashed the light, and then the island eventually lit up bright as day because it hit the ammunition dump. And
Great.
meanwhile, I went out. I was in the middle of this company street, not on a foxhole. It was a low. You know, we'd just been there 3 days a week, 10 days. I don't know how long, but when they come over.
Well, Bill, thank you very much for your time.
Okay. Well,